Hello, I'm Charles Klasson, your host of the AMPx Podcast, a show where we engage in conversations with entrepreneurs and innovators whose wild ideas and exponential thinking are reshaping the universe where we live, play, and work. I believe these powerful conversations will inspire you to pursue your dreams. Hello, this afternoon I'd like to provide an introduction to strategic doing. Strategic doing is an agile collaboration process which allows teams to innovate and be very creative. A strategic doing workshop varies in length from anywhere from 2 hours to 4 hours, depending on if it's in person or virtual. It starts with a framing question, which is an inspirational question that the team would like to co-create. There's 4 questions which guide the exploration, identification, and evolution of the group's mission and the following rapid deployment of actions. The interesting thing about strategic doing, which makes it so effective, is it's a series of rapid actions with timely reviews that allow the team to learn and develop new understanding and skills as they move through the process. So it's a collaboration platform that Ed Morris and Liz Nielsen and the team at Strategic Doing have evolved over 20 years to what it is today. And in light of all the changes going on in the world today, the rapid convergence of technologies and all the political instability and uncertainty and polarization of people in different countries makes the need for change and managing change even more timely. Strategic doing is not a strategic planning process, which evolved out of hierarchical command and control type organizations where a vision would start at the top and slowly work its way down through the functional layers and functional teams, and plans would be developed, which would work their way back up in reviews and reiterations. It could take 2, 3, 4 months to actually develop a plan for the next year. And oftentimes, by the time they got the plan done, business fundamentals had changed or situations had changed, and it almost became a moot point. You were always planning, but lacked a lot of the execution and rapid deployment, which strategic doing brings to the table. And what strategic doing is a set of 10 rules that allow you to work through a process quickly and as a team identify kind of the inspirational state of what you're trying to accomplish, then allow you to focus on critical issues. There is no hierarchies in strategic doing. It's a fantastic tool for collaborative networks, for regional geographies coming together to try to put together economic development plans, or universities or religious groups, or anything that desire to make some significant changes and to bring a group of people together, many cases who don't even work together with any functional responsibility or control. So the people that come to the table often have diverse cognitive backgrounds, diverse skill sets, come from multiple areas of the organization or from different organizations, and strategic doing allows them to leverage their skills and focus on making rapid changes and learning. And it's really a tool, a process that empowers teams and engages teams and gives everyone a voice who's on the team. So it's a simple process and a simple mindset. It takes practice. The more you practice, the better you get at strategic doing. And it enables leaders to guide collaborative networks or groups to solve problems or to capitalize on new opportunities where there's a common set of shared values. And it really originated in some regards from agile software development, where they use lean tools to develop software where they would have weekly or daily meetings on what needed to be accomplished. At the end of the week or day, they would review what was done, accomplished, what they learned, and they would make rapid adjustments quickly to move the initiative forward and keep it on track. And, no one tells anybody else what to do. It's strictly collaborative. When done correctly, makes large impacts and really accelerates the time to implementation. And it's in this day and age, with all the changes, many legacy businesses who have generated historic cash flow have not wanted to give up the cash flow. And by the time an exponential new business model comes along or company, they're almost at the end of their life cycle and have to move incredibly fast to try to stay in the game and redefine the business plan, if it's a business, or the organization and what they're trying to do. But it really allows you to create a new level of performance and empowerment of organizations. How does it work? It takes these 10 simple skills, walks the team through a process that takes anywhere, as I mentioned, from 2 to 4 hours, and comes up with a refined inspirational framing question or vision of where they would like to go, then allows the team to leverage their respective skills to move the initiative forward. And it's typically there's a review in 30 days, and the team gets back together and learns from what they figured out as they move through the initial pathway, the initial project, and then they define what they're going to do next, and they go off for the next 30 days. And it's kind of a iterative process. It's really a strategic process that includes everyone with an equal voice, and it builds a team culture where there's a lot of trust, and it's built on powerful conversations and engaging all the participants. Many team situations, this is a volunteer role or a volunteer job that's secondary in nature to the person's primary skills. And it's, I'd like to keep it focused on an individual spending 1 to 2 hours a month on the initiative. And there's ideally 5 to 8 participants in the group. You want to keep it small and nimble so they can move and work together and learn. And the business cycles that I mentioned earlier, the S curves, are being accelerated by disruptive technology. Just the global political and economic uncertainty adds a lot of change and a lot of fear of the unknown. So when you combine this with the exponential technologies that entrepreneurs are using to take on some of the world's biggest challenges, business models can change overnight. And in a legacy organization where they want to maintain the cash flow for as long as they can and haven't developed a parallel path or an alternative business model to move to the next S curve and the next round of technology innovation, can really be left in a situation where the viability is really threatened. So strategic doing allows organizations to redefine their strategy quickly, develop a new business cycle, and stay in the game. And hopefully business leaders don't wait until the 9th hour to get started with this, where everything's at risk. But today, with young people and all the opportunities, strategic doing really creates enthusiasm and excitement for people in organizations where they can work together to solve problems. You're not telling them what to do or how to do it. You're giving them a tool and a process and a inspirational question that they're tackling. Through this process, you get a lot more engagement and a lot more excitement within the organization when you use strategic doing. And in getting started, I think there's a couple key points that I'd like to make. First of all, the first rule is to create an environment that's safe where these deep conversations can take place. And without the trust and without the equal voices and participation, it's hard to make anything like strategic doing come to life. But if you follow the discipline and the facilitator keeps the team on track, it's amazing what can happen. So the second rule is the framing question, which I've referenced several times. It's really the big challenge or the big inspirational opportunity. You challenge the group to define what this could look like in the optimal state. And it's not bound by any limitations or legacies or current mindset. It's what's possible. If we pulled out all the stops and thought creatively and innovatively, how can we disrupt the current state and come up with something that's very impactful and very exciting? So from an overview of the process, there's these 4 questions. What should we do? What will we do? What is our 30-30? And what could we do? It actually starts with what could we do, then moves to what should we do. Then you look at the resources of the team and what you can leverage and link. Then you decide what you will do. Then through a series, I like to think of it as a series of small experiments. You have your 30-30, which is the 30-day review where you look back 30 days, then you look forward 30 days and decide what you're going to do next. But, once you decide where you're going based on, the outcomes and linking and leveraging the team members' skills and capabilities, and the pathways help you define how you'll get there. So you have a starting point and a destination of where you'd like to go. It's a fun process and it's fast. If you're doing this face to face, after you've made it through the first workshop and then you get into the 30-30 reviews, you're spending a couple hours a month and having powerful conversations, making rapid progress. And I've referenced several times that this is a agile process. It's an iterative process. And it's all about learning as the team moves through the 30-day cycles. You continue to refine what you've learned and then what's possible. And you develop a mastery of these 10 core skills of managing complex collaboration. And it's very powerful. And it's really about powerful conversations. You're developing relationships with the team, with the other participants, and you're having very frequent strategy reviews. Every 30 days you pause and take a look and decide where you're going. But it creates a great learning environment as you work through all these many experiments, these pathways, these projects that the team identifies. So I thought I would close with a couple quotes. Charles Darwin said that those who learn to collaborate and improvise most effectively prevail. And I think in today's age, with all the technology and all the change, collaboration is what it's all about. Command and control top down certainly doesn't work. And it certainly doesn't inspire people to want to get on the bus and run fast and have fun. And Aristotle said that excellence is not an act, but a habit. And strategic doing is a proven collaboration tool that drives disruptive innovation, which can solve the world's biggest challenges. So with consistent practice, teams can move mountains using strategic doing. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to you getting into the process and learning the tools and seeing the results that you generate.